Bonjour, bienvenue dans un nouveau blog. Un blog, mais alors là, ce coup-ci, spoilers en énorme. Si vous n'avez pas encore vu l'épisode spécial 50e anniversaire de Doctor Who, arrêtez tout de suite. Je ne veux plus vous voir. Par contre, si vous l'avez vu, là, on a quelque chose d'exceptionnel pour vous. On est en ce moment dans la grande célébration, la convention organisée par la BBC pour les 50 ans de Doctor Who. Vous êtes actuellement ici dans la salle de presse avec tous les journalistes internationaux, anglais et de tous les pays. Et Steven Moffat vient de passer un long moment avec nous tous pour faire un débrief complet de l'épisode du 50e anniversaire, mais aussi de ce qui va suivre. Peter Capaldi, enfin... Évidemment, il n'a pas dit beaucoup de secrets, mais quand même, il était très détendu, beaucoup plus que ces derniers jours, bien sûr, avant la diffusion de l'épisode. Il nous a raconté vraiment plein de choses, alors on a décidé de vous l'offrir. C'est pour vous, c'est Steven Moffat, le showrunner de Doctor Who.
He has the possibility of going home. He can find Gallifrey. It might take him a while, who knows? And who knows what he'll do when he gets there, get bored and run away again, I would think. But yes, he has a mission. He has a mission statement, yes. My game plan is quite short. I mean, it's a big, broad... I mean, essentially it's a story of a man who wanders around space and time, so I don't have an ending to that. So my game plan's long and flexible, I suppose. And also, if I had other really clever ideas in mind for the future, if I've ever had a clever idea, then I wouldn't tell you what they are. So there you go. I suppose because I can, because I can do that. I think we should make some Zygons. Who else can do that? What other time in my life will I think I'd like to meet a Zygon? Go make some. I know, and Neil Gorton also really wanted to make Zygons for the same reason as me. Wouldn't it be cool if we had some Zygons? So I'd like to use them again in a story actually, but I'm more because obviously. Everything is a support to the Doctor in that particular show. It's not how you'd really do a Zygon story. But just because I loved them, fantastic design. Neil was dead keen to make them, and they've got a cool sci-fi name and cool voices, and they look great. And we made very little change to the original design. They're just beautiful things, I think. So, but you know, the real answer is because I can. Well, I think David's always wanted to snog a Zygon. He's always been very keen, and I think his enthusiasm for Zygons, I'm a bit suspicious, I think. And you know, he proposed to one. He proposed to a woman purely because he thought she was a Zygon. I was dying to say it to people. He's forsaking Rose. How dare you? He's actually romancing Elizabeth I, and I'm thinking, yeah, but only because he thinks she's a big red rubbery thing with suckers. He goes off for the moment he isn't. There's the story of the 50th. All right. Oh, yes. It was the plan from the start. Was the central image of the story is all the Doctors will fly in to save Gallifrey and change the Doctor's timeline. How could you not do that once you thought of it? And that meant we should have the new one. I knew there was going to be a new one, so I wrote it with not knowing who would be doing that. We did manage to cast somebody where you can use less than half his face for less than a second, and everybody knows who it is. And everyone goes, oh, bloody hell, he looks cross. But yes, it's great. It got a huge reaction to the BFI, and I think elsewhere, just seeing him. But again, it's just another treat. I was just trying to throw treats at the screen and you know, have some Zygons, which is, well, that's David who wants to have Zygons. There you go. Yeah. You go. It's just the beginning of a process, really. I mean, these things become... I mean, that was an emotional and difficult day, and my mate's leaving and all that. So it's... but of course, he's brilliant. And just seeing the energy and the vitality that he brings to his performance. I mean, he works. He's like Matt. He works. He's a worker. And he's an extraordinarily vital and physical performer. People keep talking about this elderly Doctor that we've cast as if that's something of an achievement. But the man is not at all elderly in style. He leaps around the place probably more than any other Doctor in that first scene. But that's not how he's going to play it. That's just him in the post-regeneration madness. So it's something we're still working on. I think his agent said that he would like... He wasn't against the idea of doing as long as a short appearance, he didn't want to come and do a long thing, but maybe he could make a, and he didn't want to put the old costume on, he didn't want to do any of that. So we, and I, you know, yeah, I know I did have all the doctors there, but you can't make scenes around 11 or even 12 people, you can't do it. So how many of the old doctors are going to appear? To have the longest standing, the oldest doctor from longest ago make an appearance and be the one who briefs the new doctor on where to go, well, that's irresistible, isn't it? That's important, and you get to hear that voice again, and him to get all his little mannerisms into one scene, his shh and his and all that. It's just wonderful. But you know, he's. I get the impression that, I mean, I don't know the man at all, but that he's warmed up a lot to doing Doctor Who and to that part of his life. He's doing the audios and so on for Big Finish. Paul's fantastic as the Doctor. As I just said, one Doctor at a time is the real rule. You know, you can't. I mean, who would be on the lunchbox is always my question when you talk about having more than one Doctor. Now, this is a party time, so we're doing things differently. What was significant for me about that minisode, aside from the fact that minisode was a terrible name, I'm going to carry on using it. That minisode was Paul McGann, a part who was superlative, what a leading man he is, was we got to do a surprise, and we took it. I think I've had a tendency in the past to, well, no, I know I have, to harvest money out of getting the minisodes. Really, that's what they would give us a budget for them. And I'd say, okay, who have we got in that day? What do we have a second unit? Let's spend no money on it at all, so I can pile the money into the main show. I can get another rubber green thing out of that. Meanwhile, we'll shoot the Doctor and River Song running around the TARDIS a bit. So this, but then I started to notice, look, these things, you know, we think of online as being an offshoot or a small thing. It's not. I suspect that Night of the Doctor will go up a lot. I imagine it will match Pond Life, which got about 6 million. It's a TV program at that level. It doesn't matter how it's being delivered to your eyes. It's a TV program. You've got to take them seriously. So I think that's the first time we just said, well, that's good special effects, good cast, you know, Claire Higgins, come on, and a good story and something significant and important. And if you miss it, you've missed an important part of Doctor Who. Would have been options. None of them would have been as perfect as Billy, because she sort of, in some ways for me, represents the revival of Doctor Who, and more than anybody else, because I know I get in trouble for saying this, but if you look back at the press for the first 2 years of Doctor Who's return, it's all about Billy. It's all about Billy. It's her show for 2 years. And then there's I mean, it was really startling watching The Runaway Bride, and you're going, where is she? Where is she? Where's the star of the show? So it was great to have her. We'd have done something else if we couldn't have had her. Oh, I haven't got used to promoting Christmas yet. It is a proper finale to Matt Smith. That's what it is. It is all the stories. It's the story that we've been telling since he first put the bow tie on. Is what we're going to resolve. A lot of stuff that we've left hanging, we tie up there, and it trends a lot. You've seen that from the teaser, the trailer that was just before the trailer for Sherlock. Other programs are available, but not very many. This is a record. This is a brand new thing. I mean, I don't so much think that as something I've done, because it isn't. It's something a whole lot of people have done. I mostly think Doctor Who did that. Doctor Who did that. That show that I love, that show that was my favourite when it wasn't cool for it to be your favourite, that show has done that. You know, sod you, Star Trek fans. Look, my show, the one you laughed at me in the playground for liking, it did it. It's bigger and cooler than your show, is what I think. And I don't think that is showrunner. I mean, the show I'm a fan of is definitely cooler than you and your mum and Battlestar Galactica and everything. That's what I think.
Ça valait le coup, non? Alors, Doctor Who, bien évidemment, c'est sur France 4. L'épisode spécial anniversaire a cassé la baraque, plus de 714 000 téléspectateurs, donc diffusés sur France 4. C'est la plus haute audience jamais atteinte par Doctor Who en France. Espérons que ça continue. À bientôt pour un nouveau blog.